Hi, and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a collective reading. I am pulling in a couple of songs and some energy, and I want to pull some cards on it. I've actually just had a beautiful 2 weeks off, not pulling any cards, not posting any readings at all. A time for me to, I want to say, get back to source. And it has been absolutely beautiful. I have had lots and lots of messages coming through over that time, but this morning, I was hearing this song, Catch a Falling Star. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away. Something that you have been trying to capture, been trying to achieve, been trying to grab a hold of. Now, if you think about a falling star, they're fairly elusive. Or a shooting star. You don't see them very often. I was also getting the analogy of trying to catch a butterfly. And there's a saying that you don't catch a butterfly by chasing it with a net. You catch a butterfly by building a garden, and then all the butterflies come to you. So maybe like me, you've had a period where you just took some time out. I'm seeing the Hermit card, took some time out, and maybe you're having a bit of a refocus on whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. It could be a job that you want. It could be a person that you want. I was picking up love energy, but let's just see how we go with this reading, where it takes us. And I think what I'm going to try and do is maybe have it fairly, as I said, it's a collective reading, but I can't control what the cards, can't control what cards come out. The other song that I was hearing was Counting Crows. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. So maybe where you've been trying to build, as I said, this trying to catch this butterfly, maybe where you've been trying to build, thinking that it was going to be somewhere which would foster and nurture this thing that you want. If you think of, a parking lot, a concrete jungle, a butterfly's not going to fly into a concrete jungle. So a change in perception. The other word that was coming through, and I've actually got another reading that I'm going to do on it from a different perspective, was I keep hearing mastermind. Now, the other reading I'm going to do is in terms of, in relevance to a mastermind energy around you. But in this respect, it's mastering your mind. A realization perhaps that you need to build a garden in order to catch the butterfly. And maybe you were doing it, maybe you were chasing with a net and you couldn't quite grasp what you were trying to achieve. So let's pull some cards. Let's see what do I want that one? Let's see what the energy is of deepening the bond, mastering your mind, getting closer to what it is that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to grab onto. What angel is walking with you? The mysteries of life, 51, that adds up to a 6. Hahasia is that angel. The Knight of Pentacles is the tarot card that aligns with that angel. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is Saturn and Capricorn. So Saturn is your karmic teacher. Maybe you needed to build in a concrete jungle to realize that that wasn't the, I just want to say, because I'm getting this garden reference. Building in a concrete jungle isn't going to attract the butterflies. Capricorn is building, Saturn and Capricorn. And I've got that movie reference, that Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. Now, he built a baseball field, I want to say in the middle of Iowa. I don't know if that's correct. In the middle of cornfields. And what he actually attracted in was all the spirits of all of these the spirits of all of these elusive baseball greats. What you're trying to catch is elusive. I've got this what's that song, slipping through my fingers all the time. That's from ABBA. or the movie Mamma Mia. The Knight of Pentacles is karmic lessons upon lessons upon lessons, mastering your mind, deepening the bond with yourself, deepening the bond with your intuition, mastering your mind to realize that building the garden brings the butterfly. How interesting. And number 6 is love. That number is love. Deepening the bond. You can see there's a bit of, I haven't been at my table for, as I said, almost a fortnight now. Deepening the bond. I will list the songs that are coming through in the description box. Okay, let's get an energy that you are in. 4 of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Capricorn. Being held back until you learn that lesson, that you've got to build a garden in order to catch the butterfly. And it might even just be building a garden within yourself. What are you nurturing? Part of the 2 weeks that I've had off, I have spent, I've got 8 or 9 new decks that I'm currently in the process of creating. But because I tap into my intuition in order to create them, because I get guided as to the images that I'm meant to use, the cards that I'm meant to use, the wording that I'm meant to use on the cards, I can't tap into that intuition when I'm also doing readings. I needed to sit in the quiet. Intuition is almost like that little butterfly that comes in, that just kind of dances through. And I think I said before, did I say before, that whispers, and you can hear that plane above. The difference between the noise of a plane flies, and a butterfly that just dances through. Interesting. The 4 of Pentacles, the Sun in Capricorn. And we've got the Knight of Swords on the bottom. Some truth coming through. Okay, let's have a look. So as I said, it's a collective reading. Take it as I said, it could be a job. It could be removing the noise of a workplace, family around you. Perhaps with the Knight of Swords on the bottom, which is Mars and Aquarius. Other people putting their 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1 in, putting their desires in to what you're trying to build. And what it's ultimately done, it's created noise, it's created confusion, and you've built in the wrong spot. And now, as I said, that Hermit card that was coming through, a time of reflection so that you can start to build this garden where you're going to attract in. Because you think of a garden and a butterfly, is the word symbiotic? You can't have one without the other. It's not with a bee, really. Busy bees in your life. If you build it, they will come. Okay, let's have a look at the energy around you. The 2 of Wands. That's making plans. That's Mars in Aries. 2 options. Where you've been building. 4 of Pentacles is sometimes a pause energy. A fear that you've been building in the wrong spot. A desire to, maybe a pause and a desire to work out. Pentacles are finance, or a realization that financially you've been investing in the wrong things. And now you need to make with that, as I said, that 2 weeks that I've had off, that aha moment that you need to actually just clear the noise, tap into your intuition and work out. I mean, they thought in that movie, Field of Dreams, they thought he was absolutely bonkers to build this baseball pitch in the middle of a cornfield. But what he actually attracted was so spiritual, Two of Wands. Okay, so that's an opportunity. Let's have a look at you in the 3D. Page of Swords. Cutting out the crap is what I heard. That's my sword sound. The Page of Swords is the sun in Gemini. And when you think about the sun illuminates things. Gemini is communication, mastering your mind. But the Page of Swords, which is, as I said, the sun in Gemini. The sun in Gemini is also the astrological placement for the Ten of Swords, which is the end of a cycle. I want to say the end of mental confusion. And we've got water here. Getting in touch with your emotions. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Maybe now it's not an Aquarius card, but I just look at that card and I've never seen it in that respect before. It's like all these thoughts running through your mind. If each of those is a little thought and it's cutting them out, cutting out the noise. That bird, the town that I live in, the city that I live in is actually the city that I used to visit as a child. So we moved here 25 years ago. 23 years ago, actually. We moved here 23 years ago. But as a child, I lived 1,000 kilometers away from here. And we used to come and visit here as a family at Christmas time, because my grandparents lived here. Now that bird is the bird that I always heard in the morning when I woke up at my grandma's house. It reminds me of my grandmother. This is a tapping in to some sort of ancestral energy. Cutting out the 3D, because this is a card of the 3D here, cutting out all the 3D noise around you and tapping in to that ancestral energy. And when I think about my grandparents, my grandfather, if I think about his home, he grew orchids. My grandmother grew marigolds in the front garden. My other grandparents, they had this beautiful garden. My other grandfather was obsessed with bees. He said bees were everything. And that if you built a garden, the bees would come. This is about you tapping into some sort of wisdom and knowledge from, I want to say, a passed over loved one. And if you've got, depending on how old you are, anybody from 30, 40, 50 years ago, they were growing fruit and veg in their garden. They don't have to have been, I mean, my grandfather was a farmer, but when they moved into the city, the garden that he built in the backyard, and he would always talk about this relationship between the bees and the plants, and the butterflies and the plants, and the birds. Something you've got to tap into here. Cutting out the noise and tapping in. Cutting on the Lovers. What's happening in your soul? A new beginning. The Fool is Aquarius energy. It's Uranus energy. It is back to basics energy. Cutting out the noise. I want to say it's a real focus on what you want to build, but it's spiritual. As I said, though, is it Babe Ruth? Those baseball players that came were the spirits of those players. And if you think about all the other baseball fields, they were all in big concrete jungles. Now, yes, they attracted thousands of people and current players, but what this is spiritual, what you're trying to attract. Aquarius energy is rebel energy. Aquarius energy is not doing the same things as everybody else, doing it differently. And when you do it differently, you attract. The Knight of Pentacles is that angel. You've had an angel walking with you, helping you learn and understand that whatever you are chasing, and it could just be spiritual enlightenment, that whatever you are chasing, you have to chase it from a different perspective. If you build it, they will come. Okay, what's the message from the man upstairs? Three of Swords. An ending, some sort of, that's Saturn in Libra, some sort of hurtful heartbreak ending. Now the Knight of Pentacles, which is that angel, is a slow moving, he's the slowest moving knight. So maybe you've had several attempts at trying to catch, I'm just going to call it the butterfly. Several attempts at trying to catch this butterfly over an extended period of time. And as I said, whatever this butterfly is for you, a career, placement at a certain university for a certain course that you want to do. I even want to say here, 3 separate attempts, thinking that this is going to be the way that I am going to attract this in. And whether you've had it already or whether this reading triggers you into that thought process that thought process of, I've been looking at this all wrong, the Fool. I've been building the baseball field in a concrete jungle when really I needed to build it in the cornfields in Iowa. But it's Saturn. It's all lessons. Yeah, building in the cornfields in Iowa. The outcome, the 7 of Wands, pushing away. I want to say here, pushing away all the crap that you thought that you needed in order to build this. What you actually need is just your intuition. What you need is deepening the bond, a mastering of your mind. The Fool card is Uranus. Uranus is the planet of earthquakes, but it is sudden shocking events. A big epiphany, I want to say, that the aha moment. And it may have come, and we've got the Queen of Wands on the bottom. It may have come, Queen of Wands takes action, passion-driven action. And what I just heard, listen to that bird, what I just heard was, if you build a garden, you will not only attract the butterfly that you want, but you will attract in almost a little complex network of other beautiful things that will also come into the garden, that weren't necessarily the reason that you were planting the garden, but are a benefit of it. If you think about, I think about my grandfather. He built this beautiful garden with all these fruit trees and plants and herbs, and my grandmother, who was an incredible cook, would get all the fruit and veg and she would cook up a storm in the kitchen. Interesting. But this is that realization, pushing back all the things that kept you in this Knight of Pentacles, this slow moving, chasing the butterfly with the net energy, and a realization now that you have to build the garden and then the butterflies will come. Okay, let's get the 2 of Wands. The 5 of Swords, that's Venus in Aquarius. Putting the swords down and walking away from, this is the energy around you. As I said before, we had, what did we have on the bottom somewhere? People, the Knight of Swords, people in your energy, potentially telling you how and where to build. and you're walking away from it. Five of Pentacles. They were keeping you stuck. But if you have a look at that, so we've got 2 5s here. This is change. And the Two of Wands is making plans. Changing the way that you make your plans. Changing how you're going to build this garden to attract this butterfly. This is your energy. What's happening for you in the 3D? What are you doing? 10 of Wands. The end. The end of struggle. 10's a karmic completion. And actually, what did we say before? That's the Sun in Gemini, which is also the 10 of Swords, the astrological placement. So we've got effectively a 10 and a 10. Karmic completion. And look at that. How beautiful is that? A new beginning. The Fool, the Fool. It's almost to an understanding or a realization in the physical that how you had been trying to attract in this butterfly was not the right way. Maybe the energy that you had been putting out wasn't actually magnetically drawing in what you were attracting. I almost want to say if you think about somebody who's going for a job interview and they walk in there like they are Mr. Know-it-all and they've got all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. And they want this job in this beautiful working environment. But because of their brashness and their harshness and their ego, as soon as they enter, it almost repels this beautiful environment. If you think about that in a love scenario, you know, somebody who is trying to impress somebody. If you think of the butterfly as, you know, the person that they're trying to impress, they're trying to catch them. When really that butterfly just wants this safe garden-like energy in order to flitter and flutter around in. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's have a look here. We've got the 9 of Pentacles and we've got the Empress. How beautiful is that? Okay, what's happening for you in the 3D? In this field of dreams you're building. Wow. I think you're calling judgment on yourself. We've got the Judgment card here. You're calling judgment on yourself and the realization that how you were trying to catch this butterfly has actually kept you stuck, because you've got the 4 of Pentacles out again. The Sun in Capricorn. This is Pluto. The Judgment card. This change. 2 5s here. This change. And this is the energy around you. There's a change energy in the 3D. Because under these 2 cards here is the 2 of, I had to think, the 2 of Wands, which is making plans, calling judgment on yourself, realizing that what you've been doing has been holding you back. You need to cut out the noise around you. And if you really want to catch this butterfly, you have to build a garden. 3 of Swords. And maybe that is what is the heartbreak. The 4 of Wands, which is Venus in Aries. 4 of Wands is the marriage card. 7 of Pentacles, where you've planted your seeds. Where you've planted your seeds has brought heartbreak. And what you actually wanted, the 4 of Wands is celebration. You're planting your seeds in the wrong soil. In a concrete jungle. Okay, the outcome of this situation. The 2 of Swords, which is at a crossroads. The 2 of Swords. The Saturn in Libra. And the 5 of Cups, which is Mars and Scorpio. Scorpio's death and rebirth. If you look at this card here, Threes are where you build. Three of Pentacles is where you build. We have the Three of Swords under there, which is the heartache when you build in the wrong spot. The Two of Cups is, it's a contract, a soul contract with somebody. Potentially a workplace that you want to align with, a university degree that you want to align with, an existing relationship that you want to bring back into balance, because the Two of Swords is Moon in Libra. What did I say? Saturn in Libra. Saturn in Libra is the Three of Swords. Saturn is the karmic teacher, teaching you that there's no balance where you've been building. Now the Five of Cups here is about building in the wrong, wanting that celebration energy, but you've been building in the wrong spot. And a recognition that things need to be changed up in order to catch this butterfly. You need to build the garden in a place that is conducive for the butterfly to grow and thrive. What's on the bottom? We've got this Knight of Swords energy again. Now, was that on the bottom? Yeah, look. There's people in your energy. Knight of Swords. Potentially telling you how and where and why you should do things a certain way in order to catch this butterfly. And you're realizing that, yeah, whatever advice they've given you is has not worked. How interesting. Okay, let's get a song. I'm going to do things a little differently. Killing Me Softly. Say You Won't Let Go. That's you trying to... all I got there was this image of somebody chasing a butterfly with a net. Killing Me Softly. Interesting. There might be more messages in the music videos of those songs. The Fugees, James Arthur, Every Breath You Take, The Police. And I'm getting that song, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket. When you think about a star, you can't... If you catch a butterfly in a net, you can't hold on to a butterfly, and you don't want to put it in some sort of case. You want to, like I said, you want to provide an environment for it to grow. Killing Me Softly. Imagine a butterfly. Maybe you're the butterfly. Say you won't let go. Maybe somebody's caught you in their net. That's a different tangent, but maybe you're the butterfly trying to survive in a concrete jungle. Wow. Killing Me Softly. And you realize that you can't grow and thrive where you are. How interesting is that? Okay, let's get you a moon. See if there's anything else in this. Oh, we've got two. We've got Capricorn again. Lots of Capricorn coming through. New moon in Capricorn. All that hustle is finally cashing in. Let the lunar quiz on commitment begin during the first quarter moon phase. What are you committing yourself to? And is it conducive to catching this butterfly? Or if you are the butterfly, that's internal reflection. Judgment, internal. This is soul. Internal judgment. If you build it, they will come. What an interesting reading. Okay, let's get... This is my love messages deck. I'm just going to take these as messages from your higher self, past life recognition. You've done this before. I really don't know if you even care. Secret Admirer. Now take these as they resonate. It could be energy of somebody that you're dealing with. It could be your energy. Don't listen to others, just listen to your heart. This is this Knight of Swords. Other people in your energy. I want to try. Take the first step. And I was just thinking about build the garden, and then that came out. Take the first step. Just tell me the truth. And what I would say to you is, and it's funny actually, because my husband, we've just had a big cleanup out in our garden area, and he's bought a whole heap of herbs that he's trying to grow. We're not great gardeners, but he's got them in all different pots. Now, I know that it's growing plants is adjustment. What plant works well in one spot, gets a little bit more sun, may not be the spot for another plant. There's some sort of, I want to try, there's some sort of adjusting that will be needed as you plant this garden. And if I think about it, in the 2 weeks that I've had off, some of the tarot decks that I've been working on, just because I've had the opportunity to sit quietly in my own energy, have actually evolved into something else, because I had to make adjustments. Because when I started making them, I was pulling through a certain energy, and as I've tapped into my intuition, as I've deepened the bond, I've had to go a little deeper and make adjustments in terms of the messages that are coming through in that particular tarot deck or oracle deck. A garden is making adjustments. The Two of Wands is making plans. Making plans that are not necessarily set in stone, but are a far cry from where you were building before in order to catch this butterfly. Okay, let's have a look. One more angel. 47, divine contemplation. How beautiful is that? That's the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is Venus and Pisces. Divine contemplation is choices. I tried to plant here, it didn't work. 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 As I said before, maybe basil grows well in the shade, or tomatoes grow better in the sun. But it's this kind of adjustment. Maybe you have been, and actually we've had two Sun in Capricorns here, two Four of Pentacles here. That's sometimes seen as miser energy, almost holding on to this idea that things had to be a certain way. And actually that's very relevant at the moment, because the North Node for the next 18 months, and it went in, today's the 17th of January, I think it went in on the 12th or the 13th of January, the North Node went into Pisces. Pisces is very dreamy, airy energy. The North Node is where we are collectively moving towards, where the collective focus is, and it's on spirituality. It's on tapping in to your intuition. The South Node is in Virgo. Virgo is very practical. Virgo is list. Virgo is, I've got a plan and this is how I want things to play out. Very structured. And it's a stepping away from the structure of how you think things are meant to be. I will catch that butterfly because I've got a big ass net, and I'm going to catch it because the bigger the net that I have, the more chance that I have of catching it. Well, that's actually not true. If you build the garden, you get the butterfly. This is very sitting on the beach looking out into the ocean, kind of having aha moment kind of energy. Just tell me the truth, and this truth is coming into you. I've been doing it all wrong. Catch a falling star, put it in your pocket. How interesting. Okay, let's get you some Scrabble tiles. In here, Scrabble tiles with letters and numbers on them. I'll call the letters and the numbers out. Could be your first, middle, last initial, or that of something that you are dealing with at the moment. Maybe the butterfly that you're trying to catch. As I said, you could be the butterfly. Let's just see what comes out. It does make a little bit of noise, so I'm going to give it a shake in 3, 2, 1. have a look. We have an L and a 1, and I want to pull that over. A Y and a 4. Oh, that's love yourself. H and a 4. An O and a 1. A W and a 4. An N and a 1. A T and a 1 hot. X and an 8. XR. An R and a 1. X-ray is what I just heard. It's what does an X-ray do? It goes in deeper. C and a 3, an M and a 3, and an A. Country Music Awards. Okay, I'm going to get you 3 final cards. Anything else your guides want to tell you about this situation? The 5 of Pentacles. Now that is Mercury in Taurus. The King of Cups and the 6 of Swords. And the 9 of Swords on the bottom. Now bear with me as I get back into the energy. The King of Cups is somebody who goes down to the depths, spiritually goes down to the depths. The King of Cups is somebody that holds a full cup of love but doesn't necessarily give it. But I think in this instance, you've realized that where you've been giving, you've been trying to attract something in, but you've realized that where you have been giving is not actually attracting in the energy that you want. The 5 of Pentacles. And through this spiritual enlightenment, because the 6 of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius, it's, I almost want to say the divine moving you away. Through this divine contemplation, through this X-ray, we do have it, X-ray. X-ray. Through this internal reflection. The 9 of Swords up at night. Yeah, look at this. We've got the World. The end of a cycle. It's the end of a cycle of building in the wrong spot. And the beginning of the cycle of planting seeds somewhere that is going to nurture whatever it is that this butterfly is that you want to catch. Queen of Wands, the sunflower. How interesting. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. As I said, I'll put those songs in the description box. I'm all over the shop with this reading. I didn't even do my intro. It doesn't matter. What I will say is all the decks that I use on my channel are my own design. So if you are called to any of the decks that you've seen me use today, the links to those can also be found in the description box. If you are visiting me for the first time and you haven't already, please subscribe. If this reading resonated with you, please give it a like. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.